Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
Hi.
So let me tell you a little story that I have just been forgetting about since September.
Jesus Christ.
Almost a year this shit has been just lost in the ether of my brain.
Okay.
I go to pick up my two youngest children from the in-home daycare lady, right? And my son, he has to walk his bike back to his mom's house because it's down the street.
Oh, they're not too far away?
Yeah, they're only like 5-6 houses apart.
Okay.
His sister, Bug, my now 7-year-old, she's 6 at the time, she gets in the car. And she's sitting there, and I'm like, you put your belt on. And she's fumbling around and not sitting down right away. I'm like, did you fart? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, that's gross. You smell terrible. And then she's sitting down, and I'm going to back out of the driveway, and I had to put the brakes on. I'm like, it still smells like shit in here. Did you poop your pants? Well, I think I sharted. So, I get out of the car, I unbuckle her, I get her out of the car, I look in the back of her shorts, there is a poop.
Oh, sure.
The poop is the size of a baby Ruth.
Oh, my God, damn, that's not a chart.
No, and it's smushed in her ass crack.
Of course.
And kind of dry.
Luckily.
No, that's
Oh.
bad.
Really? I thought it would just kind of come out in a clump then.
Well, the reason it was dry is because it had been there for a while.
Oh, that's why it was dry.
So I look, and it's kind of on the back of one of her legs, which meant it got on the pad of her car seat. Fuck! And part of the belt buckle of the car seat. Fuck! So I'm already like, God damn it.
God damn it.
And so I have her walk the distance to the house. And I drive the car there, slowly behind her. And we get there, and the daycare lady's like, what's wrong with her? I'm like, she pooped her pants. Oh, I didn't know that. And I'm thinking to myself, how did you not notice the aroma of shit? It's so pungent in my car. We're outside and the windows are down.
Are there other kids at this daycare?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's why?
I mean, I don't think at that time, that day, it's been, fucking 10 months since this happened.
Sure.
I'm having to recall details, and it's a little fragmented in my mind. But she fucking, shit her pants. And just didn't want to say anything. So we get in her mom's house. I was planning to just pick them up and go to my house. I'm not driving with Little Miss Poopy Pants here.
Yeah.
Because it already fucking stunk, and I don't want her smashing it further into her ass and her cooch and coming out the bottoms of her shorts, which aren't very long, mind you.
Right. And then further getting on said car seat and seatbelt.
So nobody is home except for my stepdaughter, so she lets me in.
Okay.
And I go in, and I tell the boy, get comfortable. I got to go wash your sister up. And we go upstairs, and those fucking underwear, they are ruined. There's no gloves. Normally, I operate with gloves.
Sure.
If it's a poopy mess.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my fingers to smell like shit or for particles to get under my nails. I chew my nails. And no matter how much you clean your fingers after you change a diaper, don't you wonder if you're getting a little bit of, small particle contamination in your mouth?
I used to chew my nails a lot, and then somewhere, it was along the time when I started delivering furniture and would handle really nasty old mattresses and stuff and wouldn't be able to wash my hands, or they didn't have hand sanitizer really. That's when I stopped chewing my nails. You'd think there would be something like that would maybe help you stop. No, you go the other way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was that one time when I got strep throat at work at the jail because I was handling a piece of paperwork that a guy who had strep handed me a note to see the nurse. And he had coughed on it, and I didn't think of that and washed my hands right after. And then I think I chewed my nails afterwards, and then I caught strep.
Yeah, maybe that was the vector, the avenue.
So anyways, I get her upstairs. The underwear are toast. I try to rinse out the shorts. I wipe her as clean as I can. And even though I've wiped her as clean as I can, it's still not good enough. I try some baby wipes. It's still not good enough. You can't get the scent out because it was fucking mashed up into her ass like the Incredible Hulk gave her a kick in the back of the pants.
Yeah, it's almost like the skin is stained with it.
Yeah, you can't get the
little poop
fucking
tattoo.
reek out of the flesh. So she's in the tub. And I'm washing her and washing her. And even though I bathed her, I smell her legs and like the side of her butt cheek afterwards. It still smells like shit. So I give her another bath. This goes on for 45 minutes and 3 baths. I let her soak the fucking second time, and then I really let her soak and soap herself the third.
She almost grabbed like baking soda or something else.
Or just throw her away and just make a new baby. I don't know.
I don't believe that's allowed in this day and age.
Right. I tell her mom about this, and I'm like, so Bug pooped her pants, and I had to clean it up in your bathroom, and it took me forever to get the stink of shit off of her skin and my hands from cleaning her. And then I got her home, and I tried to get her ready for bed, and she told me that, and this is how she says it when she's itchy down there. She'll be like, there's a fly in my butt.
Okay.
Isn't that an adorable way to tell somebody that you have a wiping problem?
Yeah.
Daddy,
It's kind of hard not to laugh a little bit.
there's a fly in my butt. Well, I'm sorry, what? There's a fly in my butt. Apparently the fly's wings are buzzing, and that's the itchiness. And
Can't, yeah.
so another round of baby wipes, and then she goes to bed. Like our whole night was going to be fun, but then the shit happened.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to call it anything, you call it the shittening.
Fair enough.
I pooped my pants at recess.
Oh, goddamn.
What time do you eat lunch? 11:50. Recess is after lunch. So she's had a shit in her pants at that point when I found it for like 4 hours.
Okay. God damn.
And I'm like, so nobody said anything about how you smell like poop? She's like, no. Nobody noticed there was no poop on your chair? Well, I knew it was in there, but I didn't want to smush it, so I kind of sat sideways in my chair. So she kind of like poked her ass out like this, pointed at the next kid over, and just fucking tried to keep the shit from getting smushed. But when she sat down in the car seat is when this almost air-dried turd got further smushed after she had to ride the bus home, mind you.
And probably bouncing around on the seat there.
Yeah, fucking terrible that the shit was in there for so long.
She was probably sitting sideways, too, on the bus, at least. I'm sure you're maybe getting to this, but the obvious question is, why didn't she just try to go to the bathroom and try to get rid of it or clean it up herself? Or she just...
Because once they're at recess, the teachers don't like to send people inside to use the bathroom, is what I was told.
Well, that's a shitty system.
Well, I just don't buy that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, they're kids. They're little kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if you have to go to the bathroom, you tell a playground supervisor or para or whatever they fucking call them now. Yeah. You tell them you got to go to the bathroom and it's an emergency. You don't shit your pants. I forget how many days in between that incident and the next incident.
And here's where it doesn't end.
No, because she pooped a little bit in her pants at school again. But this time, she went to the bathroom. She just didn't make it in time.
Oh, bummer.
But there was not nearly the volume of human feces in her little fucking, I don't know, Care Bears underoos as there was the first fucking time. I wish that was the end of it. But there was a third instance of which I don't even fully fucking remember. It's been so much time. But my point is that my daughter, in the first 2 weeks of school, shit her pants at school 3 different times. I think the third time she ended up going to the nurse, and they just like had her go to the bathroom and clean up.
Okay.
And I don't know if they just had her go commando or gave her community underpants. I don't know, but the underwear
probably
went
the
away.
latter. Yeah, because that is a thing. They do have community drawers for stuff like that.
And it's just like, damn, dude, you're 6. And you've never had problems with poop in your pants, except for one time in the summer of, I think it was 2021, I want to say. She would have been 4 years old, and the kids with the girls with the neighbor kids were running around in the sprinkler. Mm-hmm. And somebody's like, Buck pooped. What do you mean? Well, she pooped. And she pooped in her swimsuit. But it was loose enough of a swimsuit that it was just kind of hanging there.
Yeah.
So I took her to the corner of the yard and stripped her down and shook it out.
Yep.
I just flung the turd and then rinsed out the fucking swimsuit and gave her a bath.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't a problem then because it wasn't patternistic.
Sure, it was just a one-time deal, not 3 times within just a couple weeks.
And none of my older 2 daughters, neither of them or my stepdaughter, ever had problems with shitting their pants at school. So then it's like, uh-oh, is this like a behavioral thing? Is there something going on? So I had to really impress upon her that if you have to go to the bathroom, I don't care if your teacher's in the middle of whatever's going on. Fucking tell them I have to go poop right now. I don't care if people giggle at you. I would rather have you be embarrassed for 30 seconds as you walk to the bathroom and don't shit your pants than hold in the knowledge and then shit your pants.
Right.
So after those 3 times, thankfully, she didn't shit her pants anymore. She learned to wipe herself better, but still not perfect, because sometimes there'd be a fly in her butt or a little, Hershey Kiss dot on her undies, or maybe like how sometimes they get that little line?
Yep.
I mean, your kid probably had wiping problems. He was a boy.
Oh, yeah, there was a couple times where you find underwear and you're like, these aren't going in the wash with the rest of our clothing, so no.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And that was a funny thing about it is, well, what did you do with my underwear, Daddy? I had to throw them shits away.
Right.
You ruined those.
There's no coming back.
Well, Mommy's going to be mad. I'm like, I feel like your mom would be happier that I dealt with the problem than if I left her a shitty pair of underwear to have to deal with. Let's just call a spade a spade. Your mom and I don't get along too great these days, but let's not throw gas on the fire by having you have a pair of shitty drawers that I just gifted her to find when she comes home from a long day at work.
Yep.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
That'll win a lot of points.
And the whole point of me telling all of this to you,
My son?
is my son is known as Piss Boy. For the times he's peed on the floor, cleaned it up with a towel, left the towel for me to find. He thinks that if he pees on stuff and cleans it up, that magically that's the end and no one will ever figure it out.
Right, you were talking before about his problems in the bathroom.
And now, was it Lava Boy and Shark Girl?
I think that was the combo.
Okay, so there's the movies Lava Boy and Shark Girl, and now I have Piss Boy and Poopy Girl.
Or Shart Girl.
Just doesn't... I don't know, something about the alliteration. Poopy, multiple syllabic.
Yeah, I get you.
Do you have any stories of your kid shitting his pants at school?
There probably was, and it was one of those types of things where I believe, and this would have been going back to like 2nd grade, so it would have been, what age are they, 6? 7? 7 in 2nd grade? So, yeah, that would have been about 10, 11 years ago at this point. And I believe what happened is he just got a pair of community underpants from like the nurse or whoever type of thing. He had an accident, went to the, they in class sent him
to the nurse,
and then he was able to get a new pair of pants. I think it was pants and underwear. It was that bad. It was kind of like a diarrhea type of thing, yeah. But it wasn't a pattern or anything like that.
It's good that he was younger, because you don't want to do that when you're older.
Yeah,
Nobody will ever let you forget it.
No. It was funny, though, at one point in time when we were living at the house in Lino, had the roommate, and came and talked to me one time, and he's like, hey, I think peeing in the bathtub. I'm like, oh, really? And sure enough, he was basically taking the shortcut and just turning and peeing in the bathtub. And like father, like son, I remembered for a stretch doing that too,
Just peeing into the tub? Or peeing while he's in the tub?
Peeing while you're in the tub, like taking a shower, yes. But like there was actually a time where it was just like, oh, I can just go to this big trough. I think I was like 5 or 6 or something like that, pretty young. And I naturally got in trouble for that. That didn't last too long.
It reminds me of this old Dimitri Martin joke. This summer I learned the very important difference between peeing in the pool and peeing into the pool. That's the whole joke. I'm like, that's so simplistic, but it's just enjoyable on every level.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because you did something taboo, and you learned a lesson, and then you told me, and now I'm laughing.
Right, and I can visualize it. There was another incident when we first moved in with my now wife. She had a townhome. We'd moved out of our place, and there was a couple times she noticed little nuggets in the bathtub, right?
Doo-doo nuggets.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, maybe it's the cat. Like, she's like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's right. And we talk to him. No. Ask him. No. To the point where my wife took the drain apart, went in there, fished it out, smelled it, and went, no, that is human. And it wasn't me, right?
Did she glove up her hand at the time?
Oh, absolutely. I think it was glove and also like paper towel type of thing. Like
Double barrier.
Yes. She was not going in without a prophylactic. Eventually, it happened again, of course. God. And I'm like, it's got to be him. So we went to him, and of course he's still denying it. And then we just eventually had to grind him down, break him down, and he admitted, type of thing. He's just sometimes can't make it to the toilet type of thing. And I'm like,
so then why do you shit in the tub? The toilet's right next to the tub.
Right. You can hop out, turn off the water.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
What's that?
He didn't want to dry off, or he couldn't dry off fast enough.
Right.
And so he's just like, I'm just going to poop in the... It's like a big toilet. And even though I'm sitting in it, it's not going to be like a turd soup.
Right. Well, he's thinking maybe a little bit he could just mash down the drain and it wouldn't be a big thing. And I think that's maybe what he had been doing, was trying to mash it down.
Oh, that's called the waffle stomp.
Yes, and it is not an unfamiliar maneuver, right? Especially the more thin and liquid things are.
I've never shit in the tub like that.
You haven't?
Well, there was the time I shit my pants after that Timberwolves game when I was 24, and then I climbed into my parents' bathtub to wash up. I was trying to figure out what my next move was, I farted into the soap dish, but it wasn't a fart. It was a full-on shart that sprayed.
Oh.
And then I got poop on the soap. And at the time, my sister was still alive. So, I mean, she bathed in that tub, and I shit on the soap dish.
See, mine was an incident where, similarly, I was of an adult age where I should not have done that, but I had a time where I did not make the photo finish, right? Mm-hmm. And I ended up losing it in my own pants, underwear, and all that. And so I decided to wash off in the shower. And because it was fairly loose, it all went down the drain for the most part.
Oh,
but of course,
lucky you.
Yeah. Well, but I said pants, underwear, they were thrown away anyway, type of thing. But I was still trying to clean them like they were salvageable, and I was like, no, they're not.
You know what's missing from the story about you versus the story about your son? Is the Dateline NBC episode-esque interrogation behind closed doors for hours on end, where you said, well, we had to sit there and just grind them down. Like you had to coerce the fucking confession out of him. Like, we know it's you. Nobody else is shitting in the bathtub. Admit it. Those are your poops.
Well, and it was, one of those things that first tested our relationship. We weren't married yet. We had just kind of moved in. And, I'm sitting there on one level trying to defend my son. Because he's pretty adamant. And when he's lying, I usually can tell. And he was sticking to his guns for too long. And so and I were kind of going back and forth. And, yeah.
He was the tub shitter.
He was.
I worry that the boy with his ADHD, as they claim he has, I worry about him going to kindergarten next year. Like, I don't think he shit his pants at preschool ever. Mm-hmm. But, man, sometimes when they poop, they'll still get help wiping from the daycare lady, which I'm fine with.
Yep.
But her old eyes don't see like mine do.
Oh, so the quality at work.
So there's like some crumbs.
Yeah.
And then again, somebody gets a fly in their butt.
Yep.
And as adorable as that is coming from a little girl, it would not be as cute coming from a little boy.
Right.
I feel like, oh, well, he's retarded. Is how I think most people would see it in their head. They wouldn't say it out loud.
Well, he'd have to say it really cute to get away with it. Let's put it that way.
There's a fly in my butt.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if he said it in a British accent and called it a bum. There's
maybe.
A fly in me bum.
Okay, I don't know why he talk like that. He doesn't practice like any sort of Cockney accent, nor do I.
I was just saying. He's got to work on it then.
Like when that happens, and we just get done watching a trilogy of Jason Statham movies.
Haven't you already?
And I don't mean like The Transporter and The Transporter 2.
Well,
or The Meg and The Meg 2.
Lengthy dialogue in there. Come on.
No,
now.
I mean fucking
extensive dialogue.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Snatch. I think he's in Layer Cake, possibly, but I could be wrong. But either way, Guy Ritchie movies.
I don't think he was in Layer Cake, but yeah.
And as I wrap this up, there was something that happened 2 months ago that I must bear mention to. Is there was a hand towel in the bathtub. Nobody knew why it was there.
Okay.
And the littles had not been here for a day or two. And I didn't get why the girls' bathroom or the kids' bathroom smelled like piss. I checked the floor. I checked the bowl. I checked the seat. I didn't know what was going on. And then I'm like, well, let me get this fucking towel out of here for my daughter before she goes in the shower. I'm like, son of a bitch, he did it again.
Yeah, ninja. Piss
But
ninja.
but it didn't stink anywhere else, so what the fuck happened?
Did he literally piss into the towel?
I don't know.
Or maybe he pissed into the tub and then he realized he had to soak it up with the towel.
Here's the fuck of that. I asked him, and he swore up and down he didn't do it. But he's the primary suspect, and nobody else makes sense because they don't have a history of doing it like he does. So now he's just like comfortable lying to me to get out of trouble?
Oh, yeah.
You motherfucker.
You knew it was going to happen.
He's not even 5. That's
Right.
that's unnerving.
Yeah. You think it's because he's the youngest?
That he's comfortable lying?
No, that he... Sometimes they learn those things the quickest, you know?
Well, now you got me worrying that the other kids are doing dumb shit and lying about it, trying to cover it up, and I'm just not noticing.
That's what I mean.
Am I slipping in my old age? Fuck.
In your defense, you do have a lot to keep track of.
It's a number of children.
Yes.
Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
This is Steiny.
And that's the end.